back to part two of our journey to China. Do apologize, this has taken quite a bit of time. So, if you're following me, we are a group travel company and we also do business trips to China. So, I was doing a step by step guide. This is part two of five of how our last trip went, and this was in 2025 in November. So, we flew in with China Southern Airlines straight into Guangzhou, which is a 13-hour flight. So, Guangzhou International Airport is quite huge, and we had a tiny moment of confusion because we were transferring over to the local flight to Yiwu. And of course, you've got to go in through passport control, do your visa, or they stamp your passport and things of that nature. A little bit of a confusion. If you've booked as a group and have done one group visa, then you can stay in one queue. However, because we're individually booked, although it was a group travel trip, we're individually booked and we had our individual visas in there, so we had to send separately. One of the ladies had said behind the counter, "We can come forward." Turned out it wasn't the case. We got shouted at a little bit. I think it was just a bit of a language breakdown at the airport. But you know what? We kept moving. Nothing phases this V group team. So the next stop was Yiwu. That is a 2-hour flight from the airport. Is much smaller and it shares, I think, shares a runway with the military aircrafts or military aircrafts or with I'm not sure whether it's the police or whether it's the army. However, you do land in darkness, and I'm not just talking about the lights down. The shutters have to be down, and this is, I think, even from 30 minutes to before you land. So, and it was the same as well when we were taking off coming back. So do not be phased if you are on one of those flights and that happens. This is the norm for this particular airport. So our executive bus was waiting for us to take us to the hotel. This time the driver was not inside the airport. I had to go look for him outside. He was having a cheeky cigarette. But anyway, he took us to a hotel. Lovely drive. We were at the Shangri-La hotel, which is, it was about 15 to 19 minutes. A beautiful hotel, regal, modern, central, and absolutely beautiful. And it's right, there's a mall right attached underneath to it. So lots of, there's lots of eateries, there's lots of things to do. Okay, we did arrive about 11 o'clock, so we were kind of tired. And do you know what? Just the welcome and everything just went so smoothly when we checked in. It is after 17 hours combined of travel. This is something that we absolutely, really, really enjoyed. I will tell you more about the hotel. It had pool, sauna, spa, but as you know, it's a business trip. We did use some of those facilities, but not straight away. Another thing that I'll say about that is it was 11 o'clock. I did do the video. I always do a room tour video, and I was just so tired. I must have accidentally deleted it, but I will share a few pictures, about this trip instead. And yes, some of us were asleep or tried to sleep by midnight, but we had what we call a pleasure manager. Some of those people that you travel with all the time that are always ready to go out, to enjoy, to navigate with other people, whatever the case may be. Lady X was that. These ladies went out and they stayed up until about 4 a.m. in the morning. I wasn't mad at them though. They brought me a cheeky KFC. But this is one of the things that when you're choosing a location of a hotel, especially when we've got a group, you want to make sure that your location is not, and this is what we always make sure, our location is not too far away from central things. We all work on different time zones, and just putting the group of people away so far from any central activity, it costs not just yourself but also the group members extra money if they have to go somewhere and they're looking for extra food, or they just want to visit the area or sightsee or do a bit of shopping. So you want to make sure that you maximize any opportunity. Of course, central hotels tend to be a bit more pricey, but this is something that in our price plan we had accommodated for. So like I said, I will share some pictures and some views from the Shangri-La, but to be honest with you, oh yes, and this is where we first saw our, the robot. There's quite a few robot making machines within China because remember it's so advanced, and we had our breakfast, sorry, or well, our coffee making robot that would make you a coffee. And we had some, robots that will bring you food, depending if you've done an order from the hotel and things like that, or that clean up the lobby. So it's all of these sort of automated things that you'll see that, and of course, the best one for me, the best one was the toilet, oh, all the rooms at the Shangri-La had this, the very heated toilet. It had so many buttons. I'm going to show you like a quick video here. This is me going through the buttons. Ooh, I want a warm bum. Ooh, I want this. Ooh, I want that. So yeah, we just had a bit of fun with that because, coming from England, this is something that I would love in my house because we do. We are cold. England is, we don't have that much of a summer. We do maybe 3, 4 months of the year, but this would be a welcome device in my house. So yeah, it's one of those things that we just loved about the hotel and just loved about the ambience there, the staff as well. I would absolutely say big shout out to the hotel staff members at the Shangri-La. Not just the front staff, the cleaners, everything. Everything was just kept clean and good. I absolutely have no regrets and have no complaints about it. The breakfast, and for those who've never had a breakfast in China, or have stayed in one of these hotels where their bed and breakfast is not just eggs and you have like rice as well, you have corn, they have vegetables. It's more like a brunch sort of thing, and this is like on a daily basis. So I have just included a little clip of the video that will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So that is just our day two. And the reason why I'm calling it day two or part two of this video is we left on a Thursday from Heathrow, which was on a 10 o'clock flight. And Gwangju and Yui are 8 hours ahead. So although we left at 10 on the Thursday, that was already 6 o'clock in the morning in Gwangju. So by the time we arrived, it was now the next day, and we arrived into the evening, which is probably a day behind. So going there, you kind of lose 8 to 9 hours when, for the trip to Gwangju and connecting onto Yui. But coming back, we left at sort of like 1 in the afternoon, so 1 in the afternoon, I think of the 18th, and arrived back in the UK at 6 o'clock in the evening of the same day. So just remember that when you're doing your plans and you're doing your, for your trip, you're going to lose a couple. You're going to lose 8 hours, but you make it on the way back. Okay, now to the next video I'm going to talk about, which is part three. I am going to talk about our first day sourcing in the UE international markets. Now, if you go back to video one, you will see that I've highlighted and said we didn't just get up and decide to go to the market. This is pre-preparation that was done prior to us actually arriving. So we knew what we wanted to do, who we're seeing, and just that general feel. So if this is your first time joining us, please do click and subscribe. I've got a lot more content, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of suppliers, some that I've used, some that our group members are using, and just give you just general guidelines into navigating your way in China. Because I know a lot of people come onto these platforms and say, to buy this, go to this site, to buy this, go to this site. But I am seeing a lot of, I want to just give a more in-depth process. I'm not saying what they're sharing is incorrect. I just want to give a lot more in depth that will actually help you to make that decision or pick the right supplier or decide if this trip is for you or not. As always, if you have any questions, do not, just put them in the comments. Do get in touch. You can DM us. I'll be happy to help. And see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.